What's the future of user research look like? What's something really exciting on the horizon?
I think it looks a lot like the sorts of work that I think Alan's doing. Hopefully we're going to be working on some of that together, right? But I do think that what you're going to really see is, I think, this incredible growth in our ability to take what is historically very qualitative data and to divine the signal from it more efficiently. And what that will allow us to get away from is kind of these, as I kind of talked about, this like walk through the front door type of research, Yeah. Are you engaged in your work? 5, highly engaged. 1, not at all engaged. Do you even know? Do you know the answer to that? Right? Yeah. Really? A really hard question, actually. Right?
It's true. Yeah.
Right now, I'm answering a survey. Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so, in this moment or before? Yeah. Like when? What do you mean?
Yeah. I do see a lot of promise in being able to take more kind of qualitative sorts of inputs and unstructured inputs and to make meaningful sense out of those. I think has great promise in terms of achieving our goals and missions, and also just making better things for humans.
I mean, my thoughts exactly, and I hope that happens in the academic field of psychology too. I mean, in order to make questions quantitative, we funnel people into these really simplistic paradigms that historically, like radio button kinds of questions, and you wouldn't administer those kinds of questions to a friend if you were asking how they were doing, right? Like you wouldn't get very much information about what's going on. Like you really rely on conversation, on the kind of dialectical methods. And I think that scaling that is going to be really critical. Scaling user research is going to be critical. I think there needs to be a lot more user research and empowering user researchers to basically have those kinds of conversations that they have one-on-one with users, but have an AI facilitate that conversation or part of that conversation, right? And perhaps some of that data is not, never leaves the user's device, and the learning that you get a lot of maybe through federated analytics, and you're quantifying a lot of the things that would have been qualitative before, but this is just the opposite of basically trying to make a question quantitative by simplifying how you measure something. Instead, It's like taking the way you would have measured it anyway and scaling that, which is, I think, only possible if you can really quantify human emotional behavior, if you can quantify not just what people are saying, but the way they're saying it, use natural language understanding methods that are attuned to context and to emotion, and ask questions back. So, survey doesn't ask questions back. I think 90% of the information you get about how somebody is feeling is, the follow-up questions that you ask after they give you the first answer. And so it really needs to be like that. And I think in order to ask the right follow-up questions, you need to understand somebody's tone. So much of it, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay, right? And then, like you wouldn't know unless you understood the tone behind that. Just the "I'm doing okay" doesn't give you very much,
right?
So, I 100% agree. I think that is the future.